Titus, what's going on? You're supposed to.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Box Out Boys podcast. We are the NBA podcast of the people, your home for lukewarm takes and substandard analysis. I'm Titus Two Shots Dominguez, and joining me tonight, it's Chris, the Stats Man Gorman. Hit him with the stats, Chris.
Hey. All right, obviously there's been a lot of blowouts lately, but I kind of want to highlight how crazy these blowouts have been. In the margin of victory of the last 17 playoffs games, minus yesterday's, not totally a blowout, but kind of a blowout, 10-point game. The average margin of victory has been 19.8 points with a total of 7 clutch time minutes. So yeah, it's been a crazy couple of weeks.
It has been a playoffs. Also getting those clutch time minutes. It's the lawn boss, Joey McCroskey. Get that, Joe.
Basketball has been boring lately.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
We're going to get into it. Let's finish the intros. You know what? We're definitely going to
lukewarm take to start off.
He has been talking in the last few minutes, I feel like. That's okay.
The takes are hot. We're already going. And making us sound as delicious as dove is Adam the Professional Bruns. How's it tonight, Adam?
They are spectacular. They are living the dream.
We are
of waves.
All living the dream in waves or whatever's happening right now.
I don't know. You're making things up.
Wave after wave.
But yeah, we got let's just get right into it. Meat of it. We'll start a little bit. Let's do a little recap here. The last week of games. Basically, we've had almost the entire series of each game. Each series in 4 games. Mavs won last night, 119-109. The Celtics won the night before, 102-82. The blowout there. Sunday, the Golden State won 109-100, so a little closer there. Saturday, the Heat won 109-103. Friday, Golden State won 126-127. And Thursday, Boston won 127-102. So currently the series, Boston and the Heat are tied 2-2 with Game 5 tonight. And Golden State has a 3-1 lead on the Mavs. Let's start with you, Joey, because you came in hot. Let's just go ahead and do this. Just in general, this series in general, though, we'll take each series individually. But start with this. You said basketball has been boring the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's just like it's been the same. It's been the same narrative in each series. I feel like it's not like one team is playing really good and the other team is like playing well with them. It's like, hey, one team is kind of like, hey, we're doing what we're supposed to do. The other team is just like, yeah, we can't even be competitive. 9-point game. Okay, looks great on paper, but like it wasn't as close as it was last night's game. It got close there with like 3 minutes left. They put the starters back in after having them out for pretty much the entire fourth quarter, but that game was never really within reach. Kuminga was kind of just trying to shoot them back in, and then Kerr took him out in favor of Curry, and then they immediately got back down like 15. So there hasn't had to be a lot of adjustment, a lot of actual basketball strategy, and maybe that's just happening right off the get-go for the games, but like the blowouts aren't even like they're building throughout the game where it's like, hey, it's a 5-point lead, then a 7, then jumps to 15 and then 20. It's like, hey, in the first 7 minutes of the game, it's like, okay, it's pretty much already done. Like what you're getting out of each one of these teams, within the first quarter, and they don't seem to be able to kind of change that trajectory once the game is kind of on its way.
Yeah, I know. Before we got on, I said, I told you guys like Kleba and Bullock were hitting threes in the first quarter. I was like, oh, this is the Mavericks game. They're going to take this one. Chris, so just a general overview. Has it been boring? Is like what Joey's saying? Are you still enjoying these blowouts? What's going on?
I mean, it's weird because like I'm trying to find a way to enjoy the blowouts. The Saturday game 3, I think I'm talking about game 3. Game 3, Heat Celtics. Heat went up big early, and then the Celtics climbed the way back, made that game very interesting. Obviously, Bam had a big game, 31 points, 10 boards, 6 assists. Butler was out for the second half, and maybe that led to some of the blowout coming or the comeback coming through. But so the Heat were able to hang on, so it was fun to watch that. There was actually some back and forth there, but really we only got that back and forth for like 3 minutes, I guess. It was really like the whole time you're kind of just hoping the Celtics come back to make it interesting, while instead of the whole game being interesting.
Yeah.
And you'd rather just have the whole game be interesting. And that's the only positive thing I guess I could say is that series. I mean, then the Celtics blew them out. I mean, when the Heat only score 82 points in the game, like that's when it's like, okay, is this team actually a championship team? Like, why is this team only? And then obviously tonight they're up, but I don't know. You can't take too much away game to game. The Warriors Mavericks can kind of be summed up with who's going to hit their threes tonight. If you hit 23s, both teams hit 23s. Like in game 2, the Warriors. Well, the Warriors are clearly the better team. The Warriors are showing that they have the best organization in sports, and how they used game 4 as to build up their young talent. Kuminga, there was so much Kuminga in that game. I know he only played 21 minutes, but I saw him so often. He's finished 17 and 8 boards. Moses Moody played 22 minutes in this game. Like the Warriors, I would be shocked if they lose game 5. I'd probably bet everything I can on that game. What's even the spread on that one? I want to see. It is 6.5. It's only 6.5. So the Warriors should blow them out. But I love Luka. I love that he's like, trying to get mad when Curry does one of his flashy 3-point makes. I'm glad they won a game, but like I'm thinking whatever comes out of this, because we were always thinking whoever wins the East between the Celtics and the Bucks would win the finals, but it looks like the Warriors are really, really consistent. They haven't lost at home, so I don't know who's going to beat them.
I was gonna kind of bring that up at the end to sum it up, but I guess it's a good idea to do it now. I mean, is Golden State kind of separating themselves as the clear-cut favorite? Because I you kind of said, Chris, what about the Heat scoring 82 points? Like, are they a championship team? So I'll go to you, Joey, real quick. Do you feel like there is, a clear-cut title favorite right now, or do you still think that it's a little wide open?
I think it's like 60-40.
Okay.
Like a 60 to Golden State, 40 probably to Boston. Miami's up by 4 in this game, but they seem to be very flashy. Heroes missed now 2 games in a row.
Yeah.
Boston just seems more complete when they've got everything going. It's definitely narrowed. I think Golden State definitely would be the favorite just with their experience and just Steph doing his thing. They've kind of got some mojo going. I think last night's game too, they were a little distracted. The whole, Steve Kerr, his impassioned speech before the game, and I know they've been very vocal on some of those issues in the past. So I think they were probably half invested in that game. But like Chris said, I think you'd be willing to bet a large amount of money that the Warriors win game 6, game 5.
Game 5, yeah. It's all blurring together.
Can't do math tonight.
Yeah, no, I kind of agree with you guys. I think the Warriors are like, I wouldn't say like head and shoulders above everybody else, but they have that forehead above everybody else. They're kind of peeking up.
That forehead.
That forehead just above Boston and Miami. Again, it's funny. I was cleaning up my little podcast studio here over the weekend and found some notes from back when I was doing the title contenders. And the Mavs were the only team left that was not on my list of teams that could win the title. Everybody else, Heat, Celtics, and Warriors were on there. Of course, the Suns.
Oh, look at you! All right.
So I was like, all right. Well, I think those are the three teams and then of course, the Mavericks were the team that was at the time was down 3-0. So I was like, all right, this is kind of panning out to what we were thinking about. So yeah, I kind of agree with you guys. Joey's buzzword of the playoffs has been championship pedigree. Is that what it's been?
Yeah, that's the one.
That's what it feels like right now with Golden State. Like they're just playing, like I don't know, like kind of like a bigger brother to some of these teams. Yeah. And so this goes into Big Daddy Kumquat's question here. Okay, looks like the Warriors are going to take this series. What do the Mavericks have to do / add to get to the next level to get out of the West? Because I kind of agree with you guys. You guys picked them, I think, both to win that series, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And certainly they with Luka playing the way he is. I mean, he's averaging 33 points in this series. He's playing out of his head. They certainly look like the team of the future. But what do you guys think to Big Daddy's question there? What's the next step or the
piece? So every team has a second guy. Obviously, Clay and Curry, even though it's not been Clay and Curry, it's been Jordan Poole sometimes. Wiggins has had some moments. People are high on Wiggins again, which whatever.
Yeah, after that dunk, man, Jesus.
Yeah, it was a cool dunk. I'll give him that.
It's a cool dunk.
Miami Heat, they have Butler and Bam. The point is, you have a secondary guy. Who's the second guy in Dallas? Is it Jalen Brunson?
Doesn't exist.
I don't want Jalen Brunson to be my second guy. I like Jalen Brunson. He should get paid to like Sacramento.
It's different every night, right?
Yeah. Dorian Finney-Smith was the second leading scorer in the last game they won. He was 4-7. He just had a perfect game. Him and Bullock were great. But if they can just get honestly, and they only need a Zach LaVine type, maybe. Mm-hmm. Honestly, I think if Zach LaVine's on this team, they could be a pretty formidable finals contender. And maybe a rim runner. I don't know what kind of rim runner you really need on this team. Maybe a shooter like a Kleba type, like what a Porzingis was supposed to be. And that's kind of it. Luka's kind of simple. Luka can solve so many issues. You got so many 3-and-D guys with Dorian Finney-Smith and Reggie Bullock already, and then Frankie Nicotine coming off the bench. If you can just get a guy that could play what Brunson was kind of doing a little bit, this team, it's pretty easy to figure out, to help make this team really put them over the top.
I think they'll be in good shape next year. Joey, what are your thoughts on?
I think they
kind of additions.
I think they need a professional scorer besides Luka and somebody that's not so reliant on just shooting spot up 3-pointers. Somebody who can kind of create a shot when it's not Luka. So if they're throwing everything at Luka, or he kind of drives into the paint and gets suffocated. Right now they're 100% relying on everybody standing around the 3-point line, and they're either going to make a bunch like they did last night and win, or they're going to shoot very, very poorly and they're going to have a tough night. So somebody who can just kind of get to the rim, shoot mid-range, do something other than just stand in one spot and score. Like Chris said, I don't know if it's a big guy slashing or just kind of a post presence, or if it's somebody that's a little bit more nimble. A Zach LaVine type, I think, is probably in the realm, maybe a little bit more size.
Emphasis on the type.
Yes. Like a Patrick Williams type.
Well, wait.
Okay.
He's just making fake trades now.
I'm making trades. I'm making trades.
He's making trades now.
Welcome
to the Bulls offseason podcast.
like a professional scorer. That's not Luka. They don't have a number 2 who's consistent enough to take them over the hump right now.
They need their Middleton. They need their Drew
There
Holiday.
you go. That's the guy.
That's a guy, yeah. That kind of, because where Giannis is a freak and get any shot he wants at any point, Luka's in that same mold of just being a guy that can just get to the basket at will, can get a shot at will. Some of the threes he's been hitting from deep are crazy. So,
Well,
you get one of the guy.
Imagine if DeMar was on this team, with Dallas, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of mid-range games.
You're still whatever. But the one concern I have with Dallas is a lot of what Dallas is doing right now kind of reminds me of Cleveland in the early 2000s with LeBron, right? With Ilgauskas and Antoine Jameson and Larry Hughes, getting all these kind of mid to okay guys. And I don't know, man.
Yes, it's very LeBron-esque.
Yeah. Luka is definitely the next. Luka, actually, he's made 3 first-team All-NBAs in his first 4 seasons. I don't think it's too crazy to say Luka's the next LeBron right now, right?
He's certainly on that track. I mean, even like there was that stat going around of he's got one of the worst records of like 40-point games, playoff games is like 2-6 or something.
It's so funny because when you hear that, it's like, oh, you're elite.
Yeah. Well, no, it just like reminded me of like it very much reminded me of LeBron, of where like he got a lot of crap for not winning or in the playoffs. I'm like, it's not really his fault, man. Luka's doing everything possible. It's just, what are you going to do when you have a dynasty on the other side with a guy in Steph that can do just about anything that he wants to. The only other note I would add on like what they could add, they got to add some sort of a rebounder or paint presence, and maybe that could be like a 2-for-1 where you get a guy that can get his own shot in the paint too.
You can get Bismack Biyombo is available.
Go get him.
Like, there's guys that can get you 20. Tristan Thompson was, we'll give him up. I don't care anymore.
He's fine. You don't need him yelling at people on the bench.
He'd probably kill it in Dallas.
I mean, they're getting killed on the boards. So some of those second chance points have been killing them, especially in those first 3 games. With Golden State was getting a lot of opportunities, and like if they can, I mean, in the series against the Jazz and against the Suns, they were able to force those teams to play small. They're not really able to do that against Golden State right now, and that's kind of a matchup. I think when they get to some of these other teams get healthy again, I'm thinking like the Nuggets and the Clippers, they're going to have some size to play those guys.
Well, that's why like you just want to become what the Clippers potentially have. They just have never been healthy for it, right? With Paul George and Kawhi, like we've never seen a healthy Clippers team in the playoffs. So
nope, not yet. All right, let's go to the Eastern Conference then, real quick. Anything just in that series in particular? I know it's been kind of back and forth. Is it, Joey, is it very similar narrative then? Just like the team that hits their shots? I mean, there's been a lot of injuries with guys going missing games. What do you think?
Yeah, I was going to say it's kind of been marked by injury, so it's kind of you're not seeing the best of both of these teams on every given night. The thing that has been most kind of glaring to me, Bam had the great game 3 when Jimmy went down in the second half, but other than that, like Bam has been significantly lackluster. And I think that's got to be not concerning, but kind of like, hey, what's the deal here? Like, talked all year, hey, I got shot to be defensive player of the year. He's got a lot of good press, and last year we were talking about him being one of the top 25 under 25 in the top 10 of that, and I just kind of like, hey, this is your moment. And Jimmy's banged up, Lowry's banged up, like, hey, you're not banged up. Like, you're one of the only guys on the team who's not on that injury report. So we gotta get, him taking 15, 20 shots and just kind of dominating in the paint. Like he's more nimble than the Celtics big guys. He's more athletic. He should be able to kind of, if he's not be able to, get layups and dunks, he should be able to kind of post them up and hit some mid-range or, just do some work down there that Boston should struggle with. And he hasn't really put them to the test and really made them, defend him outside of just, parking bodies in the paint. So want to see a little bit more from him. Obviously Hero's been hurt now 2 games in a row. So I don't know. I still kind of have this feeling like Miami's going to pull this off.
It's possible.
My like heart is saying like, hey, there's this weird feeling that Miami's going to pull this off. My head is saying, Boston's going to figure it out. Like they're going to eventually come up to the level that we all know they're going to be. But it's going to be Boston coming out of the series. But I'm still kind of torn on it. I mean, makes sense. It's 2-2. So
yeah, the series has been back. It's 2-2, and this game looks like it's going to be a close game at least. Here in the first half. So we'll see what happens. Chris, of course, we're podcasting. Can't even watch it. Chris, any just general thoughts on that Eastern Conference series?
Yeah, no, Joey, when he first said that, like, Bam hasn't done anything, I'm like, because I was just looking up game 3. I'm like, well, he got 31, 10, and 6 in game 3. But really, other than that, he hasn't done much. He's been kind of lackluster. We're talking about the Philadelphia series. He looked kind of small compared to Embiid. He looks kind of small compared to Al Horford in this series. He looks like Robert Williams size. Yeah, he's been a little underwhelming for the most part. And it's perplexing to watch this Miami team. Obviously, we'll get to the All-NBA thing. They got nobody in the All-NBA. I'm not even surprised they didn't. And it's just such a team effort. But when you look at the guy, it's such like this is why heat culture is such a thing. In quotes with but you got Oladipo, Hero, Gabe Vincent, Caleb. You got so many guards. Actually, wait, their reserves off the bench are all 2 guards: Oladipo, Hero, Gabe Vincent, Caleb Martin, and Duncan Robinson. So 5 2 guards coming off the bench.
They're rotating in and out.
They're just rotating 2 guards in and out, and then you get a little bit of Dwayne Dedmon, and then you got a lot of Bam. So maybe that's why Bam's should be a
He's
little more
tired,
appreciated,
man.
I guess. I mean,
Working
PJ
hard out
Tucker
there.
played 37 minutes. Though I'm looking at game 3 here. So it's the game I was more focused on. But
Well, you brought up a good point. That NBA All NBA team is out, so we can go ahead and break that down. You want to go? Should I go all 3 teams and just list them, or you guys want to go team by team?
yeah, well, do we want to? Basket's got a question.
Yeah, we can say that's a fun one. We can say that to the end there.
All right, yeah.
We see you baskets. I like that little fun. That's a fun little question. We'll definitely bring that up. All right, so let's go NBA All NBA teams. I'll just rattle them off here. Your first team is guards are Luka and Devin Booker. Forwards Tatum and Giannis, and your center is Jokic. The second team guards are Steph Curry and John Morant. Forwards Kevin Durant and DeMar DeRozan, and center is Embiid there. Your All NBA third team guards Chris Paul and Trae Young. Forwards are Pascal Siakam and LeBron James, and then your center is Big Cat in Minnesota, rounding out the top 3 teams there. Joey, general thoughts on the team? You think they got it right? Any kind of snubs? Any quibbles? Small quibbles here or there?
I think they got it mostly right. I think my only small quibble is maybe not Devin Booker on the first team. I know he got MVP votes, so that's probably kind of fitting. I think maybe Ja, you could make an argument for getting on the first team. But with the record the Suns had, 64 wins, whatever it was, I think that probably makes sense. I think that was probably the only one that like I wasn't expecting it. I don't know why, and maybe that's just a product of not seeing a lot of their games. And even though we talked about them a ton, it's like kind of still forgetting that the Suns are a thing a lot of times.
Yeah.
But I think that was probably my only small quibble. I think everything else makes pretty good sense. Good to see DeMar DeRozan on the second team. I think that was well deserved.
Yeah.
I think perfectly fitting.
Shouts out.
And Zach did not make an All NBA team, therefore he can only get $212 million in his max, and not $250.
Oh man, Mr. Salary Cap over here. He's ready to go. I can't wait for this Bulls offseason pod. Chris, general thoughts? Any quibbles? Any snubs?
No, they got this. It's kind of boring. They got it right. Booker deserves. Booker was the quibble that I looked into. He played 68 games. He was a leading scorer on the team. 26 points. I think it's easy to forget how good Devin Booker and impactful he was during the regular season, because Chris Paul did miss a few games without him, and they were still winning without Chris Paul when Devin Booker was in. And again, they were the top team, so it kind of makes sense to give him the spot. It's easy to say because obviously of how awful his performance was in Game 7 that we'll never forget, the Western Conference semifinals.
I'll never forget.
That we'll never ever forget. But other than that, and Towns was a great third option. You look at the other centers available. Yeah. What, Rudy Gobert got a vote. Jonas Valanciunas got a vote. Bam, 1 vote. Shout out to Zach LaVine getting 1 third place vote. One guy trying to give him that Supermax extension. Couldn't get enough, I guess.
Who's that clutch employee?
the only squabble I could think of was like Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, I think you brought
not making it because no Miami, like I said before, Miami Heat made it and they were the number 1 seed. Thing is, Jimmy and Bam only played 56 and 58 games between them. The only guy who really made it, who played that many games, was LeBron. And LeBron averaged 30.3 points a game.
He was leading the league in scoring.
Like he deserves, and he only got third team, right? Usually,
if
you're playing like 70 plus, you're gonna make anyways.
With those numbers, he would have been second or first.
So that's why maybe Butler over Pascal, but again, like I said before, I'm just splitting hairs because that's third team.
So what do you guys think of probably the biggest debate that was going around even before these teams were released? What are they going to do with Embiid and Jokic? Were they going to squeeze Embiid on the first team? And I think, Chris, you had brought it up that Tatum had said some words because he made it in the forward, and Embiid obviously is a center, so he went to number 2. Any real issues with that at all, or are you guys kind of cool with that too? Joey?
If they could do the format of sorry, Joey.
No, sorry.
No, it's fine. I knew you wanted this one.
I thought it would be back and forth. You keep going to Joey first, so I'm like, okay,
right.
Let me. Can I
he
go first?
Am I not mixing it up enough?
No, you're not. You always want to hear Joey.
Send it to Dad first, okay? We talked about this.
Send it to the girl dad first instead of the dad with
both
gender kids.
I always mix it up. I always try to bounce between you guys.
It's always Joey. Anyways, no, I believe that it should be a positionless voting. Like, just base it on which team has the best guys? And it'll be interesting to look back on that because then you can be like, oh wow, this year there were 3 centers that were really dominant, and they got first team All NBA. While some years maybe the guards were the best players in the league, and we can like if we're able to review sports that way, that would be kind of a nice little wrinkle. Obviously, that would take 20 plus years, but that's where my head's at. And obviously, Embiid deserved it more with Tatum. Tatum definitely deserved it a second team, but Embiid should have been first. That's
It's yours, Joey.
Well, I see why he went to Chris first to get that nonsense out of the way. So
yes, well, I thought he was going to jump in, and then he didn't. I was like, I'll just throw a joke.
So I think it should be position based, right? We have other awards for non-position based, right? You've got MVP, Defensive Player of the Year. You've got all that stuff. Like when you're creating a team of the best players, like you have to create a team. You can't just run out 5 centers. You can't run out 5 guards. You've got to fill out the position. So I think it makes sense to have it be position based. If Embiid thought he was first team, then he should have found out a way to win MVP. And if he did that, he probably would have been first team. So I think the positions work. And also like, there's not a big distinction when in terms of like history, when it comes down to it. Like, are you going to be like, oh yeah, were you first team, second team? Like, you were an all NBA guy that year. Like that's how it reads. Basketball Reference, it flags it as all NBA. It doesn't list the team. Like you were one of the best 15 in the league. That's fine.
Yeah, I'm pretty much with you, Joey. I mean, I guess I get the argument that Chris is making about, it would be kind of cool to see a, guard dominated team or center dominated team. And maybe, with the center with only one guy making the first team, it kind of sucks because you can't get 2. Maybe, can't really expand it to 2 centers, 2 forwards, 2 guards. But for the most part, I agree. I have no problem with Embiid being on the second team. I thought he was the second best center because Jokic still exists in the league. You know what I mean? Like that guy he's still a guy. He's still putting up the numbers he put up. Won his back-to-back MVP. I think he had to be on first team. And then if you really were like, hey, no, Tatum didn't deserve it. Tatum was the second seed in the Eastern Conference. So, I kind of felt like he deserved it too. So.
My last thing on this, I just wanted to rebuttal Joey's statement on we only look at all NBA. I try to look beyond that. I try to look at like how many first teams you have, because Paul George leads the all-time record of all NBA third teams with 5. Anytime he's made the All NBA, it's always been the third team. I kind of think that's kind of replicant of who he is as a player. I mean, that's my thing.
True.
Valid.
Fair points. All right, you know what? Let's go ahead and do that fun question, and then we'll get to
baskets.
Baskets. All right, baskets would be awesome. Coming in with a gem. If you could change the color design or design of the basketball for one game for the Bulls, what design or color would you put on the ball?
So
Chris,
I like this.
I almost did it just to do it, and I couldn't do it.
I try to wait for Joey a lot, but man, it's like an extra beat with him. So I'm just a beat ahead, I guess.
Well, no, it was my fault because I was gonna do the joke of like it would go to Joey here, but I couldn't pull the trigger on it. All right, go Chris.
I wish you did, but so my thinking on here is the design of color. But what I like about this question is how they always do the jerseys, the city jerseys. Why can't we do like the city basketballs?
City balls.
City balls. This is great.
And I mean, like the color and design, that would be interesting. Get like the city, the cityscape on there. Besides the basketball logo on the ball, I just want to make sure that gets. Once the box out boys look. We didn't do it. But yeah, obviously it'd be red and blue. Just do that for each team.
Red and blue.
Or sorry, red and black. Kind of what I'm wearing.
Yeah.
Right now, we got what colors on here? White. No, it would just be red and black with some Bulls, and like just give us some city edition basketballs, man.
Nice. All right, Joey, your thoughts? Would you have a custom design?
All right, so you got 8 panels on the ball, right?
Oh, man, we're going deep.
There's 8 sections. 6 of them get trophies, right? You get the Larry O'Brien trophy on there, and then the other open panels. Or wait, no, the other panels you get initials of, you get a D Rose little thing on there. You get an MJ. Maybe a Rodman, maybe a Scotty, kind of, get some stuff in there. And like, yeah, it's their home ball. You come in their house, you gotta, you get the championship ball. Like the Celtics, I don't know what you would do with theirs. You just deflate it and make it stupid. But
Nice.
yeah, I think you honor, something that team is known for. I think the Bulls, they're 2 3-peats. You kind of get the Larry O'Brien trophy on there side by side, and just
Wow, that's actually pretty cool. I like
fill
that.
out the panels.
Fill out the panels. I would go real what's not conservative, but like real minimalist. So I'm going a red ball, straight red ball. All panels are red.
Pretty minimal.
I like that.
The lines are black.
Mm-hmm.
I want the Bulls head logo like Chris is wearing on his shirt. I want that on one, side of the ball, and then I want the script Chicago on one panel. That's what I want.
The Chicago script is perfect.
Chicago script. And let's play with that one. I did have you guys ideas to have time
to bounce off.
To bounce off, and I was like thinking about, ooh, yeah. Because my first thought was red and black. I'm like, yeah, red and black. Let's do it.
Those are 3 good ideas. I would buy every single one of those.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We would be shooting those at the 4th of July.
Oh boy.
Championship. That'll be coming up. Content.
We'll
have to make some TikToks or something.
Do the whole thing live.
We'll TikTok it.
Yeah, do a whole live tournament. All right. Well, let's go. We got plenty of time here for a little bit of trivia. Joey, you said you beefed it up a little bit this week. You said.
I think I did. All right. So in honor of the All NBA teams, this week's trivia is a 5-player team, all players that have made All NBA teams. And there is no time frame on this, so some of them are from many, many years ago. Some of them are more recent.
And you didn't just do first teams. You're including some third teamers.
We are including all teams because all teams don't matter. Now, I stayed pretty true to what I did last time. I picked names that I think everybody knows. Some of them are a little more challenging than last time. So we have to think a little bit hard here. No, they're all modern era. Okay. And for anybody playing along, we're instituting a new rule that if you guess and you get it wrong, you're out for the entire thing. And the other
sorry, I meant to ask this before, but should we include the rule if the other person makes a guess and he's wrong too, then we both
everybody's back
reset.
We're
back in. Yeah,
we're back in.
Yeah, that's fair.
I like it.
All right, we good? All
good.
Ready? All right.
Pressure's on.
All right, so we'll start off with guards again. First guard, 3rd team All NBA in 2013 and 2014. Okay, we're gonna go stat line first. So 20.3 points per game, 3.2 rebounds, 5.9 assists, 50.5 field goal percentage.
2013 and 2014.
Guesses, okay.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
What?
No,
wait, in 2013, 2014, NBA 3rd team?
NBA 3rd team. 20 points per game.
We don't even know which conference. Okay. Wow.
A one-time All-Star with the Miami Heat in 2017 and 2018.
Goran Dragic.
That is correct.
Oh, wow. The Dragon. These are deep cuts.
That was a good one.
The next clue was Phoenix Suns player at time of selection. That probably would have been the ticker. Next one was played 16 games for Brooklyn this season. And then the last one was his nickname, the Dragon.
The Dragon. Wow. Good clues, man. Joey, bring in the trivia master.
I think the stats can be helpful. So, pay attention to the stats.
Stat line was tough.
Yeah.
Kind of help you narrow in on what kind of player they might be, right?
Yeah, it definitely helped with that.
All right. So for guards, second guard, 2009, 2010, 3rd team. 21.3 points per game, 4.6 rebounds, 4.9 assists, 46% from the field.
4.9 assists. So not really a playmaker.
Mm-hmm.
23 points per game, good score. 2009, 2010. You said 3rd team again.
3rd team, correct.
Okay. Let's keep it going.
7-time All-Star.
Wow. All right. 7-time All-Star.
No guesses. Okay.
Nothing yet.
Played for Boston this season.
Joe Johnson.
That is correct.
Wow, man. I'm going to get worked in this one.
Wow. Chris coming in.
Chris quick. Is like an
his facial expression was like, whoa. Who are you talking
about? Like once you said that, I'm like, oh.
Played
This season he played? Yeah.
What were the other clues?
played one game for Boston this year.
Wow.
Next clue was Atlanta Hawks player at the time of selection, and then the last one was his nickname, ISO Joe.
ISO Joe.
Nice.
I think we would
I'm gonna have to get to those ones before I can get.
would have had a
some
shout out
other-
here. All right,
All
on
right,
to
I'm down
forwards.
2-1. This could be a sweep
This
here.
one, I think this one is going to level the playing field a bit. I think we got a chance here. All right.
All right.
2007, 2008, third team.
You hit the third teams.
I had third
I
teams.
hit the
Well,
third
the
teams a
first
lot.
teams were pretty obvious, right? So I had to
That's
give
true.
you
I
guys
like
some
I like
try.
these third teams.
Third
Yeah.
team, 21 points per game, just over 10 rebounds, 2.9 assists, 55% from the field.
This is 0708.
0708. A two-time All-Star in 0607 and 0708. Played for the Bulls at one point.
Carlos Boozer?
Fuck, Chris.
Damn.
Winner, chicken dinner.
He
Look at
takes
that.
it home. All
Wow.
right. Yeah, I was not gonna get booze.
The next clue was once punched a ref in the dick after making a layup over Derek. That was my fun clue.
That's a great one.
Okay.
Get that, Joe.
Did you
And then
put?
the last one was
yeah.
Utah Jazz player at time of selection.
He didn't say he painted his head black with shoe polish.
Oh, I should have done the shoe polish. That would have been too good.
All right. Well, Chris took this round. We'll play it out for fun. Let's get the other forward and see if he can just do a clean sweep.
All right. So next forward, 2006, 2007, second team. 22.6 points per game, 10.7 rebounds per game, 2.5 assists per game, 49.6 from the field. 11-time All-Star, Hall of Fame member.
Okay, I'm like between two guys. What year was this? 0607?
0607.
11-time All-Star. 20. Well, okay. I'm just gonna throw it out there. Is it Tim Duncan?
Incorrect.
Okay.
All right. I guess I got a chance here.
All right. Next clue. A member of the original Big Three.
Oh, Chris Bosh.
Oh
Chris
man.
Bosh.
Yeah. Damn.
Yes.
Nice job.
He was 11-time All-Star. Wow.
11-time All-Star. Isn't that wild? I did not
It's a
expect
little
to see
much.
that on there.
A little much, I thought, for him. I don't know.
I did not expect to see
Yeah, that's
11
wild.
times on the stat sheet.
Well, thank you, Chris, for taking a stab at that. So I had a chance to.
It's the gentleman's sweep here.
A
This is
gentleman's
the
sweep. It was a very
Warriors
gentleman's
and
sweep right there. Now let's go to
Mavericks
game
series
5
going
and let's
on
go ahead
here.
and
Right.
get
The last
going out.
Close
question,
us out.
or the last clue was King of the Dragons. Sweet nickname for him.
King
That
of
was
the
his
Dragon. I
nickname?
didn't know.
I
that
always thought he
his
was
nickname.
the dinosaur.
He's got like
He
three
looks like a
different.
dinosaur.
He's got a
He should
handful
have
of nicknames.
been a Raptor for life because he literally just looks like
He
looks like a raptor.
All right, final on the center.
All right, the big man.
The only team member of my team.
The what? Sorry, what was that?
2016 first team.
Oh, only first team member. All right,
First team member.
2000 what?
It's 15-16.
All right, 15-16.
12.7 points per game, 13.8 rebounds per game, 1.2 assists, 70.3% from the field.
Is it
Rudy
Joakim
Gobert.
Noah?
Hang on.
Oh, shit.
Titus, you had your first guess?
I said Joakim Noah.
Incorrect.
Oh, all right.
I said Rudy Gobert.
You are out as well. Okay, so
All right,
guys are
we're
both back in.
All right.
One-time All-Star in 16-17.
That's the only time he's been an All-Star.
Wow.
Correct.
And he was the NBA first team, so he's somebody like a flash in the pan. He got real hot that season.
Is it? No, it can't be him. Okay,
Next clue.
I'm just gonna
Yeah,
wait.
next clue.
Played 750 games for one team and 230 games for 5 different teams.
Wow. Blake Griffin?
Incorrect.
Oh, 2016. That's too late. Shit. All right, Chris is.
Do you have a guess, Chris?
Can you do the stat line again?
12.7 points, 13.8
Yeah,
rebounds.
I want to get Titus back
Oh.
in here in case I get it wrong.
1.2 assists,
DeAndre
7
Jordan.
That is correct. DeAndre
Ooh.
Jordan is
Ooh.
the guy.
Nice.
Oh, why did I say one-time All-Star? I thought Blake Griffin.
I thought he made it a couple times. I'm sure he was only that one. Then he was first team. That's fun. That's
First
a
team,
fun.
yeah.
Wow.
So you were pretty spot on there, Titus, with flash in the pan. Had his moment.
Had his moment. Yeah.
He's been riding that moment.
Yeah. I thought
To Brooklyn,
played
to
750
Philly.
games for the Clippers and then 230 games for 5 different teams. So he had his run and then just has been
I had
bounced
Hassan
around.
Whiteside on my mind and Andrew Bynum, but I'm like, that's a little too late.
Yeah.
The last 2 clues for him were average 2.3 blocks per game in his selection season. And then the final clue was one NBA executive once visited his home in person after he was ghosted during the free agency period. That whole saga where Mark Cuban
Mark Cuban
went to his house in Houston and trying to find him. He was on a date and it just got awkward.
Dude, Mark Cuban has so many like free
Great
agency
ghosting.
signing stories. Feels like how with Chandler Parsons in a club.
Tell him to fix his roof.
It was raining 3, so they figured let's let it keep raining.
Dallas made it rain.
I got one more thing if you guys.
Oh yeah, we got some.
That's the end of trivia. So nice job,
right.
guys.
And a trivia. Good job, Chris.
Appreciate
Good
that.
win.
I love that. I love trivia. Let's keep doing it.
I
I don't know if you guys heard this. This came out about 7 hours ago. Joakim Noah named his all-time Chicago Bulls starting 5.
Oh, let's go through this. This is
I'll see that.
You didn't hear this yet? Okay,
Nope.
great. Point guard, Derrick Rose.
Okay.
Done.
Shooting guard, Michael Jordan.
Yep.
Small forward, first forward, Scottie Pippen.
Yep.
Second forward, Luol Deng.
Wow.
And then center, my favorite pick here, Luke Longley.
He didn't pick himself. He should have picked himself.
I think that's why I think he could have said Artis Gilmore,
Yeah.
but I think he went Luke Longley to kind of tongue in cheek be like, yeah, I'm the best center.
Yeah, the best center. I mean, I guess I'll pick Luke. He should have picked himself.
What are you, so this is
Man,
this is the all-time Chicago Bulls starting 5. What's your guys' take on this? I'll shoot it to Joey.
Wow, you always go to Joey. No,
Right. No, you all know your place. You can't argue Derrick Rose.
No.
You can't argue MJ.
No.
I don't think you can argue Scotty.
No.
You could probably argue Luol.
I'm thinking. So I'll just throw.
But not really. I mean, he was.
It's Jimmy or Rodman, right?
Oh, Jimmy Rodman or Luol Deng. That's kind of the 3, right?
Yeah.
The reason I like the sorry.
No, go ahead. I think that's the
reason
only one. I mean, Longley, like you could argue between Noah and Artis Gilmore.
no, it should be
Artist,
Noah.
Yeah.
Play around like Noah's not
Dude,
going
watch
to pick
Winning
himself.
Time. They have a great Artis Gilmore
It's not his play.
actor has like a flash. It's fun. I like Luol Deng because he was drafted by the team. He played there for like 11 or 12 years.
Yeah.
While Rodman was kind of like
Yeah,
an enemy really for a while, right before he won 3 with them.
that's true.
And then Jimmy
left.
he left after what? Oh, we kicked him out kind of after 5 seasons. So I kind of like the Deng pick.
I think Luol epitomizes,
right.
I think, like that era though, like along with D Rose and Noah. Like he's kind of
The Heinrich and
Yeah,
Like,
like
especially during our time. That's when we
Yeah.
grew up,
Right.
you know, with the Bulls, like with Kirk. Yeah.
and that was the second
Heinrich.
phase of like the Bulls being legitimate, and Luol was definitely a part of that. To think they almost traded him for Kobe too.
What
so
if?
So close.
so close.
Well, would I be
Yeah,
a
I like
Kobe
it.
fan today? I probably wouldn't be a Kobe fan.
I like it. I think Luol fits.
Yeah, you know what?
Someone like Joe Kuno is making the list. I think that's tough to argue with.
Yeah, no. When you guys kind of worked it out there, I was like, yeah, Rodman really shouldn't be there. I was thinking that Jimmy was kind of a maybe for me anyway. Because I was like, well, maybe, but it's more about the player he became after he left the Bulls than the
Right.
player he was for the Bulls. Luol Deng, yeah, definitely was a.
Only other name to
all-timer.
throw out there is Bob Love. I
Oh,
don't
yeah,
know
Bob
much
Love.
about Bob Love,
Yeah, I don't know anything about
but
him.
it's
Stacey
just
King,
that-
you want to put Stacey King in there?
no,
Just lifetime Bull.
dude.
Lifetime
He,
Bull.
I don't know if he's
Six-man.
overrated, but he was. Yeah, no, he wasn't. A
Ooh,
talent.
what about Horace Grant?
I was kind of thinking of like Horace.
That's a good one. If he didn't get traded, that'd be a really good
Yeah,
one.
because he was really there just a handful of years. So, all right, who's the All Bulls second team? Is Heinrich's the point guard, right?
Heinrich's got to be point guard. Are
And
we
Ben-
saying?
Ben-
Are we saying?
Ben Gordon?
I still want.
Ben
Okay, I
Gordon?
still want to put Ben Gordon over Zach LaVine, in my opinion.
Oh wow, because Zach would be in play.
Yeah, Zach's in play here.
I think right now you have to give it the nod to Gordon, but I think Zach's coming for that. That's Zach.
I feel like they're almost kind of the same player.
Yeah.
Oh, they absolutely are the exact same. That's why I'm like, I've seen this.
They
I've
were,
seen this.
they were
play.
both fantastic when the team was bad and they put up a ton of points, and you're like, hey, maybe they're okay. And then the team got kind of good, and you're like, they're not that
Really
good.
good. Oh,
We don't need them
okay.
anymore.
Yeah.
All right, so Gordon, Heinrich,
Horace.
Horace for sure.
Here you go, Rodman or Kukoc,
I
maybe.
think ooh,
Oh, Kukoc.
Coach, yeah.
Give me
Kukoc,
Kukoc.
man.
maybe Kukoc should be over Luol.
No, I think Luol gets it there.
I think you moved Luol second team, Kukoc first team.
All right, we live with that.
Either way, flip.
So Kukoc is the other one,
Yeah.
and then then Luke Longley's there at your center, right?
Yeah, and then
Or
it's got to
Gilmore.
be.
Are you gonna go Artis?
Or Gilmore. Gilmore,
Yeah.
Noah.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do there at center.
However you want to do it. All right, I like that. That worked out.
It's funny having to go all the way back to Artis Gilmore to find a center for this goddamn team.
Yeah,
It took 30 years.
Ooh, it's just
Like, what,
they're
Ben
the
Wallace?
highest of
Going for
highs.
Ben Wallace into
Ooh,
this?
Ben
Remember when I
Wallace.
signed him? Oh my god!
I do have a towel with his face on it. It looks shockingly like Embiid.
It really does. I was
Ooh,
confused.
Wow.
You bring in what's the guy's? Who's the center that they had for a while before Ben Wallace? Tyrese Thomas.
Oh, Tyrese Thomas. Ooh,
That was the power forward. He was drafted the
Rough
same
pick.
drafted. Oh, Taj Gibson. We didn't mention him. He could be on this list.
Taj, nah.
Taj could be on the list, actually.
Omir Ashik, is he on the list too?
No, he's with Felicio. Just
Where's
dying.
Omer, no,
where's
Omer was better
Vucevic
than that. Omer had a moment. We had a moment with Omer Ashik.
Oh,
Should we
he's
just
part of the
Should we
bench
just do a
top.
third team then while we're at it? Or just
All right,
13?
13. All right, there. Sick
All
on
right,
deep
let's
Bulls,
do it.
13.
Jay Williams is
Oh, Jay Williams. The all what if
Chris Duhon,
Chris Duhon.
Wow, Chris
Nate
Duhon.
Robinson,
Yeah,
Yeah, Nate,
John
but
Lucas the
Matthew-
third.
Tom,
He had a moment.
Rondo.
Rond.
Maybe not.
I think okay. So Taj is definitely on the third team as a forward.
And then you got Rodman. Let's go
Maybe-
Rodman.
Yeah, that
Powell,
yeah.
maybe Powell gets center.
Powell gets center.
Wow. Was he there for 2 seasons?
No,
I guess
it'd be
Powell's
more
guy
than that.
gets center.
Jeez, wow.
So
Well, it would
Boozer-
be whoever it'd be.
I honestly
Whoever's
forgot
left of
Powell was on the
Longley or
Bulls.
Artis
Kyle
Gilmore.
Korver is a shooting
Oh,
guard.
Kyle Korver. Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, the hot sauce originator right
Hot
there.
Give me the hot
sauce.
sauce.
That's what I got. I need a forward and a guard. No, we got a guard. It's a crapshoot.
All right.
Andres Nocioni.
Nocioni.
Wow.
Nocioni.
Wow. This is a trip
Marco-
down Bulls
Marco-
memory lane.
Marco-
Marco Bellinelli.
What are we doing here? Is naming players?
The dog days of the Bulls.
Who's naming guys now? Come
Who's
on.
naming guys now?
Rip Hamilton.
Oh, Rip Hamilton. Rip with the mask. All
The
right.
mask.
Well,
We have a history with getting old Detroit players.
we got a
Rip,
history
Ben
with
Wallace,
getting
Dennis Rodman.
Rodman.
Just steal Detroit guys, win chips.
They win those chips and they come here to get their money.
And then get sent down the road.
All right. Well, let's go ahead.
That'll do it
and
We
for us
stretched
tonight.
that into
yeah,
into
stretched
an
that to a
absolute
full length gem classic.
Absolute diamond.
A gem. We made a gem. All right. Well, that is it for us tonight. Join us next week to talk more NBA basketball. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch at the Box Out Boys. Slide into those DMs. Join us live Wednesdays around 8:30, 8:25, whenever we decide to go on. Send us an email to theboxoutboys@gmail.com. And as always, like, subscribe, and wherever you're watching this or listening to this at now, we very much appreciate that. So for Chris, Joey, and Adam, I'm Titus. Until next time, Box Out!